Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me today. First webinar of the year for manager development, and my name is Ranchi Trick, and I'm the Director of Business Development here at Nature Sunshine. So we're going to talk about today goal setting with your team and obviously with yourself as well. The PowerPoint is in the handout section. I have made it into a PDF document, so you can print it off or you can save it however you want to do it. This is also being recorded, so it will be up on the website hopefully by the end of the week if you need to listen to it again and check out maybe if you missed some notes or anything like that. So let's just jump right in here. Okay, Mr. Mouse, there we go. So basically, team members in today's world, there's endless options for secondary income for people. People are incredibly time challenged. They're less loyal than any time in history. Short attention span. They want success to be immediate and easy. And they're wired to jump ship at the first sign of any inconvenience. And honestly, goals will help them stay focused, follow up with them, and stay in contact. So goals are very, very important. Jump across the obstacles from start to success point without fear of failures, taking risk in order to success or achieve your goals. So why? Personal and group. So you want to share your why and your goals with your team. This will give them direction, because for some people, they may be not sure, they may be hesitant. It's like, I'm not really sure what I need to be doing or what I should be going after, especially if they're new to the business. You need to help them create a vision and detail as much as possible. Those of you that were at Convention in Bronze Academy, we did the vision board. And you can do a vision board, you can do a vision journal, whatever it is, but helping them do that, because that's it's a great exercise, and a lot of people are not aware of it or don't know how to do it, and that's something that you could definitely guide them and share with them. If your team members haven't established their why, you need to have them do so. It's going to help them focus on their personal and their group goals, like for them to help developing people in their own organization. So it could be just clients and helping them, and then maybe those clients want to maybe become a business associate, and you know, who knows where that can lead. But you need to help them so they can see what they can do for the future. You know, what do you want to achieve in the next year? Maybe it's, going from just an associate to a manager, or a manager to bronze, or bronze to silver. You know, what are your goals? Do you want to earn I-Inspired? You know, different things like that. How many new business associates do you want? How many managers do you want in your organization? So being clear on what you want is really, really important. The importance of setting goals. You know, top-level athletes, successful business people, and achievers in all fields set goals. I mean, we teach kids in school, you know, set a goal, go after it. Setting goals gives you long-term vision and short-term motivation. Because a lot of times our goals are, you know, 3, 6, 12 months, a year. So you want to set short-term, small incremental goals to help you achieve those larger goals. And again, goals help you to organize your time and your resources so that you can make the most out of your life. And you want to share your goals with everyone, because that's going to keep you accountable. Again, if you're keeping it quiet and you just have it in your head and it's not even on paper, chances are nothing's going to happen. If you have it on paper, that's great, but if you're not sharing with anybody, then again, your chances of success are a little, you know, hindered. But if you have it on paper, you have a vision board, you're sharing it with everybody around you, then that's going to help keep you accountable. And maybe you need an accountability partner, maybe someone in your organization, your upline. You can use me if you want, you know, it's totally up to you, but those are things that are definitely going to help you, guide you along your journey. You know, when is the right time to set a goal? Timing is everything. You need to get started as quickly as possible. Many people are more likely to set goals like after an event, right? So after conference, everybody's excited. Yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's awesome. But again, if it's not written down, if it's not shared, then probably didn't happen. You know, maybe it's the first month. They just get started. They're excited. You know, they're going to get going. But again, if they're not being held accountable, things aren't going to happen. You need to stop waiting for the right time. I hear that all the time. Oh, I'm just waiting for the right time. Unfortunately, there is no right time. There is never a right time. You know, I find it funny sometimes when people are like, oh, I'm just waiting for the right time to have a baby. And it's like, okay, or I'm just finding the right time to, you know, like get that dog or whatever it is. And it's like, okay, you know what? There's never going to be a right time. There's always going to be something that comes up. You just got to take action today and just do it. So you want to take action today, get your team involved in that as well. And if your team just consists of you and another person, that's fine. You're here to grow your business, but you have to start somewhere. Everyone started somewhere. Successful goals start with a strong commitment to make a change to succeed. You must believe that you can accomplish what you set out to achieve. You know, a survey of small business owners found that more than 80% don't track their business goals, and 77% of leaders didn't achieve their company vision either. So again, if you're not tracking things, if you don't have it on paper, if you don't have a vision of where you want to go, then it makes it that much more difficult to, you know, achieve what you're after. Setting team goals and ultimately team member goals helps give your team purpose, along with checkpoints for measuring success. You know, it should be in an easy, plain language and should include, you know, the reason for your team, you know, your team's unique value added, like why, what's so special about your team. Your team's core business activity, obviously that's to help people transform their lives with Nature Sunshine. A focus for your team, you know, the team purpose. Don't leave your choice of goals to the last minute. Take time to think about your goals. If you don't, you risk reacting to your current environment and missing the big picture. Do these goals correspond with your other factors in life, such as your values, your long-term plans, you know, your family life, you know, obviously, does that fit into what you're doing? You want to make sure that everything is aligned. Goals for your team are critical to success. Goals are going to serve as a roadmap for your team. It's going to identify the results to be achieved, and it's going to outline the action required to accomplish results. And the first thing you'll need to do to set goals is to have a team brainstorming session to answer the question, you know, what does success look like for our team? Does it mean that everybody hits Bronze Academy? You know, that could be an awesome goal. You know, earning convention, you know, doing all that kind of stuff, having, you know, so many herbal hours a month, or adding so many team members, whatever it is. You know, then take that list and turn the items into meaningful team goals. You should have long-term and short-term goals for you and with your team. And don't make the mistake of taking on too many goals at a time. Like, honestly, 3 to 5 is plenty. I see so many people that like have a laundry list of like, you know, 50 things. And honestly, that's just not going to happen. And a lot of times, a lot of those other goals, or they're almost like little baby ones that should be part of that bigger entity of those 3 to 5. So again, it's refining and redefining it and making it more succinct. So any more than 3 to 5, and you're going to overwhelm yourself and your team, and you're going to get nothing accomplished. And we don't want that. Break down those team goals into small, manageable pieces, again, tied to team member accountability. Set up a schedule for regular check-ins to make sure each team member is achieving what is expected. Okay, sorry, someone's typed something here. Hard to read the handout. Okay. I can try and change it after. We'll have to just go through the PowerPoint right now. So who, what, when, how, and conditions. You know, who. A goal needs to have exactly who is accountable for achieving it. If it's a personal goal, that's easy. It's you, right? Goals that involve many people need 2 things. You need to have group consensus that everyone is moving in the same direction, and you need a driver so that the goal keeps moving forward. Roles need to be set so that the right people are contributing to key projects. And how can you ensure that they are aligned with the needs of the initiative? You know, what information do they need to be successful in the role? Now this goes, you know, like maybe you guys are doing a team workshop, or maybe you're all working on a trade show, or you're doing, you know, some type of team event where you're getting all your clients together. Maybe it's a, you know, customer appreciation or something like that. So what are they responsible for? What are they supposed to be doing for these types of things? So this is obviously generic type of goal setting, but again, how are you going to apply it into your own business? And again, what exactly needs to be done to achieve the goal? So maybe if the goal is to, okay, I want to hit manager this month or next month, so okay, well, what do I need to do? So how many clients do I need to see? How many, you know, you need to know your numbers, right? So what's your average order? You know, what's your closing ratio? So if you saw 10 people, how many people purchase? You need to know your numbers. And again, when does the goal need to be accomplished by? So maybe you set a target date. Okay, I want to hit manager by February 15th or whatever it is, right? How? Expectations must be clearly stated for how the goal should be accomplished. conditions. Are there conditions that need to be taken into account to achieve the goal? You need to identify objectives and establish benchmarks to track your success. Again, that's going to keep everyone focused on their tasks that can be accomplished in that short term rather than focusing on the big picture, which can be difficult. And celebrate those small victories each week. Can everyone view the objectives? As a leader, as your organization, you got to paint that picture of success with clearly communicated objectives that everyone can see and understand. People receive messages and interpret words differently, so you can't use a one-size-fits-all approach to your messaging. And again, keep frequency message in mind too to help the goal top of mind. Like you can't just have a session, January 1st, and then you touch base like a couple months later. It's not going to work. Our objectives align to increase the success rate. Make sure that alignment between your personal, team, and organizational objectives. And does everyone know the next step? Divide the steps down to smaller, more manageable daily, weekly, monthly tasks, and create a regular check-in system to gauge their process. So you need to do this for yourself, but you also need to do this for your team members. And if you don't have team members yet, that's okay. But you need to start doing this for yourself so you can move forward. And you've got a plan in place how you're going to work with new people that are coming in your door. So again, goal setting. Decide on the strategy, support your strategy with the action, write an affirmation, write out your goals, identify the support you need. Maybe you need help, maybe from your upline, need it from corporate, whatever it is. And then identify obstacles to, maybe possible obstacles that are going to maybe sidetrack you from your goals. That can happen, and the more that you're aware of it, the more that it's going to help you. We've all seen this, SMART goals. SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Studies show that setting specific, challenging, and obtainable goals truly enhances your performance. So when you're writing down your goals, you want to make sure that they kind of hit that criteria there, and everybody's kind of heard of that SMART component there. And then writing down, it's a dream until you write it down, and then it's a goal. My kids always like, I say, I wish this, I wish that, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. And I always say, a wish is just a goal without a plan. Okay, so writing down your goals. You and your team must always be able to see the goals and refer to them, break them down, set them by priority, because then that crystallizes them and gives them more force. Writing down your goals gives you an 80% higher chance of achieving them. That's pretty powerful. And again, you can take this information and use it with your kids or anybody in your life. Before you write them down, it's just a wish, like I said. On average, a person has about 35 thoughts a minute. If goals are only in your mind, how are you going to share them with your team and make them achievable? And again, if they're still in your mind, if you're not writing them down, how can you bring clarity to it? Bullseye, outer rim goals. You want to establish target goals, decide on that ultimate achievement. Are you out of your comfort zone? A bullseye goal is achieving exactly what you planned for. An outer rim is your no matter what goal. You won't settle for less than this. That's why a lot of people kind of have like should do, could do, would do. So you have like three steps, and that's a great thing to do. Challenging goals lead to higher performance, as opposed to easy goals. When the goal is beyond reachable, it acts as a demotivator. So goals must be, they have to fall between the two factors there. Especially for people that are informed, you have people that are like, I want to lose 50 pounds in 3 months. Okay, well, that's going to be a challenge. That's a really big, lofty goal, and we're going to do everything we can, but you want to set, you don't want it to be demotivating, because maybe after week 1, they've only lost 2 pounds, and maybe after week 3, they're only at like 5 or 6, right? So you want to keep them realistic. And again, maybe having that, low, medium, high kind of helps you in that. And again, what happens when you set your goals? You create a bigger picture of what you want. And this can be over the next 1, 3, 5, 10 years. And you identify the large-scale goals that you want to achieve. Then you break these down into the smaller and smaller targets that you must hit to reach, your bigger goals. And then finally, once you have a plan, you start working on it to achieve those goals. This is why you got to start the process of setting goals by looking at your lifetime goals, and then we work, or maybe do it a year if you want. Then we work down on things that you can do and say, the next 5 years, and the next year, month, week, and today. Lifetime goals can be pretty, staggering, but if you say, you want to hit master goal by, in 3-4 years or whatever it is, then that's something that we're going to work towards, right? By setting sharp, clearly defined goals, you can measure and take pride in the achievement of those goals. And you'll see forward progress in what might previously have seemed like a long, pointless grind. You will also raise your confidence as you recognize your own ability and confidence in achieving the goals that you set. So again, setting effective and achievable goals. Again, state each goal as a positive statement. Express your goals positively. Make sure that there's no negative connotation there. Be precise. Again, putting dates and times and amounts and things like that. Set priorities. When you have several goals, you got to give them a priority. It's going to help you to avoid feeling overwhelmed, and it's going to help you direct your attention. Keep goals small. Keep the low-level goals that you're working towards small and achievable. Again, if the goal is too large, then it can seem that you're not making progress towards it. And keeping goals small and incremental gives more opportunities for rewards. That's why I like the short-term goals and leading up to the bigger picture. Those are really can really help you into the right mindset. Set performance goals, not outcome goals. You should take care to set goals over which you have as much control as possible. It can be quite dispiriting to fail to achieve a personal goal for reasons beyond your control. And again, those realistic goals that you can achieve. All sorts of people can set unrealistic goals for you. They will often do this if they don't know what your desires and ambitions are. So don't let anybody kind of mess you up here. You want to make sure that these are your goals and no one else's. You want to share them with people afterwards, after you've created them, and not before, because you're going to get some biased opinions in there. And this is your life, it's your vision, so don't let anybody mess it up. And the benefits of goal setting, again, is like that superior focus. Harness your energy. Make efficient use of your time, talents, and opportunities. Create meaning, joy, direction, and accomplishment. The big thing I think there is just making efficient use of your time, your talents, and your opportunities. That's what really goal setting is to me, is just, it really helps you look at what you're doing, that self-analysis of what am I good at? What are these things that I can do to help me grow towards my business? And the things that you're not so great at, then hey, let's get some help and let's learn to better ourselves, or maybe we outsource some things. Maybe social media isn't your thing. No worries. Don't spend hours and hours and beat your head against the wall. How about we hire somebody, maybe a teenager that's in high school in grade 12 that wants an extra income, or a college student, and have them do it a couple hours a week for some extra cash. They'd be more than happy to do that. So a goal planning worksheet, you can go online and you can print these off. There's so many. If you just go, you Google goal planning or worksheet or anything like that, there's so many different ones, and it's really got to be one that you're comfortable with. But this is just an example. You're going to put today's date. You're going to put your bullseye goal, and that's what you got to do, and then the outer rim goal, and then the target date you're going to achieve it, and then how many times are you going to check in with yourself, the date that you achieved it, and the benefits you can expect when you hit your goal, and what are your strategies to achieve that goal. Do you have a positive affirmation that you're going to tell yourself every day? Make a list of who knows about your goals. Who have you shared it with? What help, support, tools do I need? You can't do it all by yourself. And maybe what are some obstacles that you foresee, so then you can be aware? And what are some solutions to those? And then what are the rewards? What are you going to reward yourself when you hit and achieve your goals? Commitment. You can have a team of talented, creative, visionary team members and still find it's not performing. Within that group, there could be someone that's an underminer, someone who's actively working against the group's goals. And it might be because the person is threatened by the possible success of the group, maybe fear of loss of power or resources, doesn't trust the leader, maybe holds conflicting values, or any number of reasons. But we have to make sure that we know what our group dynamics are and how to learn to work with those people, because you're always going to have someone that's a naysayer. And it's having those side conversations and really talking to them about what's the real issue and not making it a group affair. They need to come to you for it. Team leaders should be aware of the following do's and don'ts. So everyone has an opportunity to contribute. The team leader, the manager may need to draw out certain individuals and ask their input, especially in meetings, or steer particular aspects of a project their way. So you do want to listen to everyone. Again, we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so to listen twice as much as we talk. You have to play devil's advocate sometimes. You have to propose solutions. You always should have a meeting agenda, and you should stay on track no matter what. And always ask open-ended questions. Don't criticize others' ideas. Don't be overly demanding. Don't enforce your ideas like a militant. And don't be a dictator, right? Team. Together, everyone achieves more. That's what team stands for. Recognizing commitment. Commitment. Either you do or you don't. There is no in between. Here are a few indicators of a committed team or individual. Their actions align with their vision. Ideas and tactics are challenged. Accountability is upheld. Meetings end with clear decisions and next steps identified. The possibility of failure and obstacles are acknowledged, understood, and planned for. Individuals act as champions for the team and for their own work. And results are achieved through creativity, resourcefulness, and energy. Now, you can recognize a lack of commitment. Before you can deal with a problem, you need to correctly diagnose it. What signs appear in a team or from an individual? There'll most likely be some roadblocks when working on achieving goals. So the team, when they're uncommitted, the team reports on progress. They're going to be dispassionate. They're going to place blame. They're going to keep returning to talk about their needs for more resources. They're going to move in multiple directions or engage in endless debate. Even their measures of success are going to be ambiguous. They're less likely to be noticed as a superficial alignment of the team. Everyone seems to be in agreement and heading the same direction. It's only when you pay attention to those side conversations that you'll see that there's some disagreement and conflict. If people don't feel that it's safe to question the tactic or goal, they're unlikely to commit to it. If they don't feel their goal has any significance, they aren't going to invest energy critiquing the tactics involved in reaching it. So especially if you have a Facebook group or anything like that, you want to make sure that you're monitoring it so the comments are positive and that you're staying on top of your organization and your team members and making sure that everybody's on the same page. And if they're not, then it's a conversation. Again, recognizing the lack of commitment in an individual. It's probably easier to identify that in someone. You're going to notice that they're absent, or they're not showing up from team meetings or phone calls. They're making cynical comments, excuses, finger pointing. You won't notice the person making the vision, goal, theirs by putting some individual mark on it. You're not going to hear them talking about teamwork. You're going to see side comments, and they're going to show no confidence. They're going to be a seat warmer unless a topic to which they're committed is brought up, and the individual will only take on a minimal amount of responsibility, and personal goals and ambitions are placed ahead of the entire team. So they're only thinking about themselves. And yes, this is, you have your own business. But when you are working as a team, as a leader, you have to help and support other people. I mean, we're all in the people helping business, right? We're transforming people's lives every single day with our products. So we want to do the same thing for people that are working on the business. Are we helping them transform their business to bigger and better things so they can help more people? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. So identifying reasons for a lack of commitment, maybe it's a lack of trust. It's a prime reason for a lack of commitment. Maybe there's fear. Do new ideas get shot down immediately? Is there historical or current mismanagement? Maybe there was past retribution that, pissed them off, basically. Lack of accountability will discourage an entire team. Does all the credit for individual or team efforts attribute only to the leader? Does one person get away with stuff and the others see that? Does it seem like no one notices if the team does their work or not? So a leader, you need to lead by example, and you need to recognize your people and recognize their accomplishments. And if they have not achieved things, then, if you see it's a personal thing, one-on-ones, then you need to have those one-on-one type of conversations. If it's you not achieving things, lack accountability, you need to have an accountability coach or an accountability person. It could be your husband, it could be, you know, a best friend, it could be your upline, it could be me, it could be whatever. But if you don't have someone holding you accountable and guiding you, it can make things a little challenging. So don't be afraid to reach out. It's never ever a sign of weakness. When people look for help, that's a sign of success because they want to grow and be better at what they're doing. You know, maybe there's a lack of a shared vision. That can confuse a team. Does the team understand how their actions make a difference in meeting the vision? You know, maybe they're like, oh, no big deal. I don't have to go to that trade show today. They have enough people working. Well, you made a commitment, so you need to be there. People are counting on you. Do the members understand how their individual contributions affect the team's success? Are the visions of the team and leadership aligned? So, you know, making sure that, you know, your vision is shared and that everybody's vision is shared, like they all have their own personal goals, sharing it with each other, you'll see how much is aligned in terms of what everybody is going after. And the majority of people they're here to change people's lives for the better. That's what we want to do, right? We want to change people's lives for the better all across Canada, all across the globe, right? That's what Nature Sunshine's all about with our amazing products. You want to identify reasons for a lack of commitment, so maybe having those contradictory goals. You know, you want to make sure that everybody's aligned. Lack of empowerment, you know, can the team or individual initiate actions necessary to reach that desired goal? So you want to make sure that your team is empowered, that they know what's going on, and that they have control over their destiny. Focus. Focus is so important. And you need to focus, you know, your ability to focus is your ability to center your attention and energy on a specific task, object, or activity for a sustained length of time. And I've worked with so many people that just, you know, lack focus. They've got so much talent and so much opportunity to be successful, but they just lack focus because they're just all over the place because they want, you know, they want to do it all and they want to do it now. And you have to have laser-like focus on your goals. It's often quite simple to focus on short-term tasks and goals because you see results quickly, and this helps to keep your motivation levels high. However, it's much more difficult to focus on goals that might take months, years, or decades. And then one reason for this is that you may lose sight of what you want to achieve and why. Inevitably, you will come up against challenges and roadblocks along the way. However, by planning ahead, you're going to be better placed to negotiate these easily rather than stumble and quit. Balance your focus. You know the saying, keep your eye on the prize, right? It's totally applicable. If you don't remain focused on a goal, you're not as likely to achieve it. But sometimes new and better solutions can present themselves. And in 365 days, additional options are bound to pop up. Again, remain open to them, weigh the options, and move forward with one that makes the most sense, even if it's not the original goal. But you have to stay, you know, focused on your goal. I know it can be hard sometimes. You know, a lot of times we have ADD and it's like, oh, this is shiny. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, I'll add this to my business and I'll add that to my business and I'll this and that. Da, 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 da. And before you know it, you are so overwhelmed. You don't know where you're going. You're just all over the place. And that can be a real challenge for success. So I have a video I want to show you here. Again, one of my favorites, Robin Sharma, and he talks about goal settings. I mean, we are in January. It's January 11th today. We're just beginning. It's never too late to set your goals for the new year. So he's going to talk about helping you do that. And again, you need to write things down. I hope you have a goal, goal setting plan, business plan, something like that that you are working towards for the next, whether it's 3, 6, 12 months. You know, if you have something and you want to send it to me, that would be awesome. I would love to see it, and I would love to help you. And you know, if you need help or if you want someone to hold you accountable, I'm here for that as well too. But goal setting is such a vital part of life, you know, and teaching your kids how to set goals, and you know, if they want to achieve this and they want to achieve that, or they want to make this team, or they want to save enough money to buy this, or they want to go on this trip, or whatever it is, it's small, daily, incremental goals that's going to lead you towards success. So let's jump into this video here.
Hi, it's Robin Sharma. Well, My team and I are tremendously almost blown away by the response to the blog I recently did, the 60 tips for a stunningly successful life. I think in the first few days it was posted, we had close to 20,000 people share the blog. If you haven't seen the blog, go find the 60 tips. It's at robinsharma.com. But here's what I want to do in this video blog. As you might know, I've had the privilege of working with a number of the world's top CEOs, wildly successful entrepreneurs, a number of billionaires. What I do is I help them become better leaders without titles. I help them grow their businesses to the next level of excellence, but I also help them restructure and reinvent their personal lives so they not only find success and financial mastery, but they also create meaningful, satisfied, fulfilled, healthy, important personal lives. And we're wrapping up the end of this year. We're moving into a new year. And here's what I thought I'd do as a way to sincerely thank you for being a part of the Lead Without a Title community, for following my message, for living the ideas and the inspiration that I try to share, whether it's in the blogs or on the video blogs. I wanted to offer you the process that I teach to these super successful business people. And so really this is the 5-step process that I share with my one-on-one coaching clients to help them design their best years. I want you to go through these 5 steps as we wind down this year to help you prepare so that this coming new year is your absolute best year yet. So the first thing, step number 1, I want you to celebrate. What I want you to do is pull out your journal, pull out a piece of paper, and I want you to record a few things. Number 1, I want you to ask yourself this question. What wins do I need to celebrate from the past 12 months? Or what things did I do that I need to appreciate myself for? What are your big achievements or your small achievements? Write them all down in this first step of celebration, because the more you can start to record all the good things you did, all the wins, big and small, that you achieved, you will start to actually notice things you didn't notice. You will actually build a sense of confidence. You will actually build a sense of energy. You will actually create a sense of momentum and appreciation for all the good things that happened to you in the past 12 months. So the first thing is really write out an inventory of your successes, your wins, your achievements, even your special moments, maybe with your team, with your favorite client, with your family members, with your friends. Write them all down in this first step of celebration. Step number 2, education. So step number 2 is where I have my CEO clients start to ask themselves, what did they learn from the past 12 months? Because with better awareness, you can make better choices in the new year. With better choices, you're bound to see better results. So step number 2 is education. Ask yourself these questions. What are the 3 best business lessons I learned from the past 12 months? Write them down, write down your answers, really reflect on them. Another question you can ask yourself at this second stage of education from last year, what are my 3 best life lessons that I learned or that the past 12 months taught me? So really use last year or the past 12 months as an education. So it's almost a platform to make next year your absolute best year yet. Okay. Another question to ask in the education phase of this process is, what were you doing when you achieved your best results in the past 12 months? That's one of my favorite coaching questions. What were you doing, or what was going on in your life, or what were your best practices when you achieved your best results over the past 12 months? Okay, number 3, clarification. Clarification. So step number 3 of this design process, so you build next year into your absolute best year yet, is really all about clarification, because clarity precedes mastery. So here's what I want you to answer in this third phase. Number 1, what are your big 5 for this new year? In other words, ask yourself, what 5 things must happen between the beginning of the coming year and December 31st of the new year for this to have been the single best year of your life to date? What 5 things? These are called your big 5 for the new year. And you're going to look at these almost every day. These are going to be almost your magnificent obsession. They're going to allow you to focus. They will energize you. They will prevent a seduction to distraction, so you create your absolute best year yet. Second thing, I want you to ask yourself, what are going to be your top 5 values for the next 12 months? Because your values really drive your behavior. You really want to know your values, otherwise you'll live the media's values, or you'll live your neighbor's values, or you'll live your mother's values, but you won't be authentic and create your own values. And a great source of energy over the coming 12 months is knowing that you're congruent with your values. Your values might be freedom. Your second value might be beauty. Your third value might be relationships. Your fourth value for the new year might be peak health. I don't know what your values are, but write those 5 values for the coming 12 months down. And then the final step of this third phase of this planning process is really ask yourself, what are your goals for the next 12 months? Write down your top 15 goals for the coming 12 months. These are the things that are, here's the formula I would give you as you write down your top 15 goals for the next 12 months. Creativity plus audacity equals mastery. So get a little creative, shake yourself up, ask yourself, what are my 15 important goals in the key areas of my life over the coming 12 months? Be a little audacious, in other words, dream, stretch yourself, challenge yourself so you feel a little scared, a little uncomfortable, maybe a little nervous. And that would be the step of mastery. Okay, so far, the phases we've gone through in this design process for your next 12 months, so they are your absolute best 12 months yet. Number 1, celebration. Number 2, education. Number 3, clarification. Okay, number 4 is really graduation. Graduation. Step number 4 is actually taking your goals, taking your values, taking your big 5 for the next 12 months. Step number 4 is graduating them into a plan. In other words, sequencing all of the things you want to do and all the values you want to live by, put them into a month-by-month plan. Graduation, or sequencing them so you know January what you're going to do, February what you're going to do, March what you're going to do, and try to get them on a double-sided page. In other words, 1 page, double-sided, your graduated plan of execution for the 12 months of the new year. Okay, and then the final element, the 5th element, pretty simple, is visualization. Now I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about all the things you want to achieve, you've committed to. Again, commitment is really important. So these are commitments for the new year. Close your eyes and start to emotionally engage with what your life will look like in the key areas of your life, whether it's financial, work, family, health, personal life, inner life. Start to see with color, with vivid detail, with as much clarity as possible. Picture what your life will look like when you achieve all the things you've written down in this 5-step planning process. Now, with that picture, I want you to start to revisit it at least every few days, because the more you can internalize that ideal vision or colorful picture of where you want to be December 31st of next year, the more consciously as well as subconsciously, your behavior will be aligned with that expectation, because your performance or your behavior is always aligned with the images or the beliefs that you run through your brain. Okay, I'm going to review it all again. Number 1, celebration. Write down an inventory of your wins, your achievements, your special moments from the past 12 months. Number 2, education. What did you learn from last year? What did you learn from the past 12 months you've lived? How did they serve as an education or a platform so next year will be your best yet? In other words, your 3 best business lessons, your 3 best personal lessons, your best practices that kept you at your best. Step number 3, clarification. This is where you articulate your big 5 for the new year, your top values, as well as your top 15 goals for the next 12 months. Step number 4, graduation. Put them into a plan of execution on 1 page, 2 sides, so you know January what you need to achieve, February, all the way till next December. Again, you'll have a sequence plan. And step number 5, visualization. Few things are as powerful as sitting down quietly every single day and visualizing your life as you wish it to be at the end of next year, December 31st of next year. That will imprint that vision and that expectation into your mind, which will then drive your behavior and your performance. I wish the next 12 months are your absolute best year yet. I hope you've liked this process. Really go deep into it. Have a fantastic new year. From my team and I, keep leading without a title. And again, thank you for supporting my Lead Without a Title message and being a part of our community.
Well, I hope you got a lot out of that because I can watch that over and over again and I always get new things out of it. So again, he talks about the big five, right? So that's what we talked about as well earlier. So a lot of things that we talked about, he reiterated. So I want you to make sure that it's, ingrained in your head there. And the final quote here is, people with goals succeed because they know where they're going. It's honestly as simple as that. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And it's not too late. I know it's the beginning of January. And, ideally, these types of goal setting things should have been done in late December, but it's never, ever too late to jumpstart, to get this year off right for 2017, to hit all your goals for yourself, personally, financially, physically, whatever it is, all of those goals. Key is finding someone to hold you accountable. That's a big thing. So again, I'm here if you need to have someone that you'd like to, work with and all that kind of fun stuff. I'm here if you want that, just to talk. If you want to email me your goals and we can talk about that as well, that's great. But again, it's having a plan, writing it down. And I know a lot of people that, put together these amazing business plans, but then that's it. They do it and then they put it away, they put it in a drawer, and they never see it again. We can't have that happen. We need to, like you said, you got to revisit every couple of days. Am I on track? I'm on pace. What are the things that I need to do to, help me move me towards closer to my goals? So those are some key points there. So I hope that you found this of value. I hope that, you're ready to make 2017 your best year ever. I know that I know you can do it. It's just a matter of putting a plan in place. So again, this has been recorded and this will be up on the website in a couple of days under the webinar section. So make sure you check it out there, and the handout will be there as well. So thanks again for joining us. We do have our Path to Prosperity series every Monday. So we just had our first one on Monday. We have the next one on Tuesday. So if you didn't sign up and you want to be a part of that, that's, it's 8 weeks of helping you focus on your business and helping you grow your business. So that might be something you want to look into as well. So again, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. I hope this provided you with some value that you can use for yourself and your team members. And wishing you all the best for 2017. Thanks, everyone.